sure that has a GI tag now, the Shantiniketan. I think there are several such in both arts and science. This region, Calcutta, has given the nation a very strong personalities who have helped grow the nation. And in this occasion, I also join with every one of you and wishing many such years of celebrations for the college to grow stronger and the bondage between the industry and the institution also grow stronger. And I assure that we from CLRI would like to be part of such strong bondage. And with these few words, I once again wish every one of you on this momentous occasion. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your best of the speech, and also best of the regards from the GCLT for creating the progressive buoyancy in the operational research system of the leather industry from the leading front of the Central Leather Research Institute. We have the best of the gratitude towards your organization and you, sir. Now, we will listen to the address by Padma Shri and Padma Bhushan Dr. T. Ramasamy, sir. And we will be waiting for the major presentation by Dr. Ramasamy, sir, in the second phase. But now we will be adorned by his very small token speech. Thank you, sir.
Very good morning. The Additional Chief Secretary of the Department of Higher Education, Science and Technology, Biotechnology, Dr. Shuklaji, my esteemed friend, Mr. Kumar, Vice Chancellor, esteemed Vice Chancellor, Dr. Maitra, the Director of the Central Research Institute and my colleague for many years, Dr. Chandrasekharan, the Director of the Technical Education, Basu, the Special Secretary, Subasure, the Principal of the College, Dr. Sanjay Chakrabarti, my dear friend, Nadi, former principals, faculty, present faculty, alumni, students. I think Vivekananda was very smart. He just addressed International Congress and Religious Congress brothers and sisters. Much easier. So let me now come back, brothers, sisters. Being as old as I am, I think many of you are probably sons and daughters and some grandchildren too. Very good morning to all of you. And we have common cause today to celebrate the 100th year of an institution which has rendered valuable societal service for us long. Any organization that celebrates a centenary will have to do three functions in one show. First of all, we have to thank or pay our gratitude to the forefathers and founding fathers who constituted them. Some may be known and named, some may not be, but I think all that need to be thanked and paid gratitude for. Actually thank the present leadership to sustain this. At the same time, let the plankton go to the next generation. So plan for the next century. I'm not talking about next year, the next century, and that's what this is all about. And we are assembled here today to celebrate the 100 years of an unbroken and sustainable performance of an organization. It's a tribute in itself that an organization has been able to do that for 100 years. Of course, in the history of this civilization, I'm not using the word country specifically, in the history of this civilization, there have been institutions which have maintained high levels of excellence of performance for 1200 years. So the unbroken performance of excellence in the educational sector happened to be in this part of the world. Nalanda, Taxila, all those kinds of organizations. And Nalanda, by its very name, said joy of giving. Education is about joy of giving. So fundamentally, the College of Leather Technology today can look back at its history, and we have to certainly recognize the fantastic contributions of Professor B.M. Das, who himself celebrated his centenary perhaps in 1986 or so. For those of you who might not have known his contribution, during the World War time, then the British government decided to send a delegation to Germany and do a kind of an industrial espionage. Professor Das was part of that group. He went, observed, he just mentally registered whatever he saw, came back and wrote a 3,000 pages report, BIOS report. In other words, 3,000 pages of memory went into it, including flow sheets. So Professor B.M. Das was an exceptional contributor with that one document, which was phenomenal. Then I have related myself to Sanjay Sen more as a son than as a colleague. He was really a global ambassador for India, and then of course Indian leather sector. I called India. So these two names had to be recollected today, and through them several others for paying our gratitude to what they have done to this great institution. In lighter vein, if I have to ask a question, what is the most widely spoken language in the world among leather technologists? It will be Bengali. It will not be English. It will not even be Chinese. It will be Bengali. And that has happened not by default, not by accident. It is what this institution system has provided to us. And I therefore would like to offer my greetings, offer my congratulations to what has already been accomplished. But of course, that's past. No nation can afford to stay in the past. We have to look at the present, but plan the present for the future, not just live in the present as well. When you look at this great committee of professionals, leather professionals, we need to ask this question: how do we differentiate this group from what is available in the rest of the world among leather people? In any system of a knowledge enterprise, like in education sector, there is skill, there is expertise, there is professionalism, and there is knowledge. If you look at the impact of this knowledge quadrant, skill will provide immediate result, but low long-term sustainability. Expertise is in the domain. It has a value, but it is not greatly sustainable financially. There's a professionalism which provides you returns in terms of returns, but what sustains at the end is knowledge. Majority of the educational enterprises in the rest of the world in this last 100 years focused on skill. Some did expertise. Frankly, majority of them have failed in professionalism, and very few have moved into the knowledge quadrant. It turns out, if any leather-related educational enterprise that exists today's world, in the knowledge quadrant with a certain professionalism, it is only this country called India. It doesn't exist even in the developed world. There was a study some time ago, so when I was there for the Central Research Institute, we had to carry out some tests, round robin tests across the world related to leather. So we had the same sample and sent to 34 nations in the world. And we knew the result, what result would be the most appropriate, correct result. And it turned out the closest to what was designed was Uruguay in leather world. Second was India. Second from the bottom was UK. Now my friend Bob Sykes was worked on, because this is, it doesn't reflect well. And the good news is the US was not part of that. Now, question arose, why is it that India tops in this process and others were not? There's a discussion. My friend Bob Sykes, who used to be very, not very kind to Indian leather science in the past, he said, the only country which attracts talented people for leather science and technology today is India. And the reason as to why the other nations are not able to do well in this is because the talent base being attracted is low. So there is a responsibility for the talented people who are being attracted to this domain, not worry about their jobs, not worry about how they will make their living, but change the leather world across the world. Because the talent has to be converted into result. And that translation process requires professionalism. It requires a very different kind of questions, how to change things, how to transform. And I believe it is possible. Let me give an anecdotal story on this occasion, not certainly. You see, I am a man in this leather sector from the Jurassic times, because I left this long, long